Hello, this is a tall bike, and I am not a very tall person. I'm going to help build your confidence getting on a motorcycle if you're a shorter stature, or if you're just a regular sized person getting on a really tall bike, like an adventure bike or a dual sport. Motorcycles can be kind of intimidating because they don't balance themselves, but that doesn't mean you can't ride one just because you're short or your stature just doesn't allow you to have good footing. For reference, this is a 2009 Yamaha WR450 with, to my knowledge, completely stock suspension, and I am Michael, and I am 5'7", 5'8", somewhere around there. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. So getting right into it, first thing, any way that you can safely get on and off the bike that's comfortable for you is the right way to do it. Do not listen to people that tell you you can only get on from the kickstand side, the other side is wrong. There's a couple reasons why that's a little bit BS in certain circumstances, but even your everyday average flat parking lot like this will pose a challenge to some people on some bikes. So for starters, when I get on this bike, I get on the quote-unquote correct way. I throw my leg over and I'm there. Put kickstand up and I'm on it. And I'm going to talk about my positioning here in a second. When I get off the bike, however, 9 times out of 10, kickstand down and I go like that. And that pisses some people off. I don't know why. People say that's the wrong way to do it, but here's why. If I get off on this side of the bike, if I get off on my left side, then there's really nothing keeping the bike from going over that way unless I happen to be quick enough to catch it. If I get off the bike on this side, well, then I've got the kickstand on that side to keep the bike from going down, and I've got me on this side to keep it from going down. Now, there's a couple other reasons you may want to do this, and that's completely fine. If you choose to get on the quote-unquote right way, then by all means go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just so happen to choose to do this. Also, second thing I want to talk about. So now we're on the bike. This is how I come to a stop, a complete stop. And you'll notice that two things are happening at once. One, I'm on the right side, my foot is not touching the ground whatsoever. And on the left side, I'm very tiptoed, 1 foot down, nothing really special about it. But it looks like a very uncomfortable position. It's not. To me, this is completely fine, and this is very dependent on the bike's weight. But you are absolutely more than capable of holding the weight of your bike up with one leg if you're doing it right. You're not holding the entire weight of the bike up with your leg. And if it feels like you're doing that, then you're leaning the bike way too far over. Like, this is about as far over as I can lean the bike before it starts to feel like a little iffy. Like, I wouldn't want to stay like this for a long time. But I do have the bike ever so slightly at an angle, and you'll be able to see that on camera. This is roughly straight up and down, and this is the angle I keep it at. Notice it's a very slight angle. It's probably maybe 2 degrees or so. It's enough to keep the weight and the bike trying to push to the left where my foot is. And enough where on a breezy day like today, it's not going to blow the bike over enough where it's going to cause an issue for me to topple over. In fact, if you are new to riding in general or just trying to get on a taller bike or you've already bought one, then I would take said bike and just do this. Just practice sitting with it. The more you sit with it and the more you understand that it's not going to try to topple over on you, it's not going to try to kill you. Now, one place I see a lot of people freak out is starting and stopping. And naturally, to a newer rider, that's the most difficult thing of all, is starting and stopping. If you're really jerky with your starting and stopping, then a tall bike is going to be far less forgiving than a small one. When I worked for the dealership I worked for, I had to test ride a bunch of customer bikes and a bunch of new bikes, and that included Goldwings, Tenere 700s, Africa Twins, bikes that someone like me normally wouldn't even come close to. And I promise you, if somebody like me, who is very light and very small, can get on an Africa Twin and ride it, or get on a Goldwing and ride it, then so can you. There's really not much to it. A lot of it is confidence. This is a good exercise to build confidence, just what I'm doing right here, because I'm sitting here, I'm getting it kind of close to where it's balancing. If you really want to feel how weightless your bike can be, which you can do, like right now I'm on tippy toes on both sides, like that. Just swap, feel how it shifts, get up to your balance point, let it back down. You may look a little silly, but it's going to build a lot of confidence. Also, there's another big misconception with riding a bike in general, and that's that you have to put both feet down, and that is absolutely not true whatsoever, and anybody that tells you that is wrong for a couple of reasons. Having 1 foot down is perfectly normal. I remember back when I worked at the dealership I worked at, my main job was in service and parts. However, I would find myself on the sales floor every day, multiple times a day, and I would be assisting people with making their purchase or having questions, the technical questions about the bikes and so on. And what I saw was a crap ton of people have a huge misconception about what it should be like sitting on a bike. You do not have to have both feet firmly planted on the ground. you are very unlikely to have both feet firmly planted on the ground if you are under 6 foot on most bikes. That's just how it is, I'm sorry. Ideally, flat foot on one side, right foot on the brake. In practice, if you're tiptoed a little bit, that's completely fine. It's just something you're gonna have to get used to. It's not bad. People do it every single day, even on much heavier bikes. Even on my RC51, it's a little bit taller of a bike, and it's a lot heavier than this. In fact, it's about, 220 pounds heavier than this bike, and I still 1 foot on that. That is the technically correct way to do it. However, whatever suits you personally is your correct way of doing it. Riding a tall bike can be very sketchy, but a lot of it is just confidence and it's what you make of it. So even though this was a very short and to the point video, I really hope it helped.